The other day, a friend of mine asked me what I knew about tankless water heaters. When I was in class to get my general contractor's license, the building inspector that came and spoke to us, he knew far more about tankless water heaters than anybody I've ever met. There's a couple of things that I think will be helpful for you if you are considering making the switch to a tankless water heater or maybe buying a home with a tankless water heater. The first thing to consider is, do you have well water or do you have city water? Well water typically contains more particulates, more sediment and stuff like that in the water, and that stuff really tends to gunk these things up. So they'll either run kind of wonky on you or they won't run at all. Which leads us to the second thing that's pretty important. A tankless water heater, it sits in your equipment room or your maintenance room, and you don't really do a whole lot to it. It'll last 15 to 20 years, and bada boom, bada bang, you really don't do anything to it. A tankless water heater, on the other hand, requires constant maintenance. So at the very minimum, every year they have to be flushed. But most likely, most of the units require constant flushing. So maybe every quarter, or I've even heard every month. Which is a really incredible thing. It's completely different than having a 40 or 50 gallon water heater in your utility room and not having to do anything to it. These require constant maintenance. So either you're a handyman type and you're able to do it yourself, or whoever installs it for you, they very well may offer a maintenance plan, and I would encourage you to get on that plan so they come routinely flush it out for you so it doesn't get all wonky and stop working on you. The third and fourth thing that I think are important, that it's not instant. A lot of people can confuse a tankless water heater with point-of-use water heaters, where there may be a small tank or a small water heater right by your sink, in the cabinet, and it provides instant hot water. And this really isn't what we're talking about here. The fourth thing, the biggest misconception that most people think is that, a tankless water heater, it's more efficient than a 40 or 50 gallon tanked water heater, in your utility room that's constantly keeping 40 or 50 gallons of water heated. Well, that may be the case if you're a single person living in the house, or perhaps, maybe a couple that doesn't, use a whole lot of hot water, or require a whole lot of hot water. Then it may be more efficient. But you have the maintenance cost and all of that other stuff, that you have to consider as well. But for a family of four, having a traditional water heater is probably far more efficient, far more cheaper for you. Anyhow, that's the information that I have. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. I hope you're having a great day and do your best to make today awesome.